to extrapolate from current conditions. Any change, any monthly change in the data tends to result in changes in longer-term forecasts. So we try to stay away from too much month-to-month volatility. But there's clearly many questions about the Chinese economy. Our view is generally that the Chinese economy will slow down, will become more consumer-oriented, less export-oriented. And we also estimate or assume that the Chinese government will support a policy that will shift some of the demand from oil towards natural gas, especially from coal to natural gas. But we see some shift from oil to gas in China in a way that's big enough to make a difference. Conversely, when it comes to Africa, there we feel that there's a lot of uncertainty as well, but we feel that the institutional forecasts underestimate the growth and the strength of the African economies in general, partly because it's very difficult. There's no robust data collection process in those countries. And a lot of the economy is not completely above board. There's a lot of a gray market sector. But it looks like the African economy really is in takeoff mode. The development literature, the economic development community has not really, I think, caught up with changes on the ground, but things are really moving fast, and we see it anecdotally in oil. We see a lot of strength in oil demand in African countries, not just in oil, but also in electricity, in gas, in pretty much every type of energy. And we try to make some adjustments for that, but again, we can't really produce our own economic forecast for Africa, so we still rely on the IMF, but we use a little bit more of a stronger intensity factor for energy intensity factor for African economies as they enter this takeoff period, which I think we can explain. I think a lot has to do with not only the strength of Chinese demand for commodities, but also the revolution of the cell phone. Africa has a higher cell phone penetration rate in the world, and this really, I think, is having an impact on the economy.
Great, thanks. I'd love to come back to that and talk more about what's going to happen in Africa and what some of the barriers might be. But next question, please.
Thank you so much. That was an excellent presentation. I have a question on Africa and a question on North America. With regard to Africa, Ghana and Israel were not present on your charts or in your discussion. With regard to Ghana, about 5 years ago, I guess it was, there was a big hullabaloo, supposedly a very large oil strike offshore, and then it suddenly dropped out of, well, there was U.S. investment, Chinese investment, State Department was all up in arms of the Chinese investment, and then it dropped out of sight and not on your chart. Can you explain what happened there? Will that ever be a factor in